Hello there, my name's Chris and I'm going to demonstrate the Southall pin cylinder jigglers 13-piece set, and these are as near as you're going to get to the mythical, almost legendary skeleton keys. I mean, if you've ever had an old door lock and you've come home and you've put your key in and it hasn't worked straight away and you've given it a little wiggle and a little jiggle, that's the principle. The funny thing about jigglers is most people already know how to use them. So I'll give you a little demonstration. We've got a lock here and it's just a question of going through them, and the more you practice with them, the more you get used to finding out what sort of resistance you're looking for in the lock to work out whether the jiggler you're using is the best one for that particular lock. I mean, this seems pretty good. So you've got a variation of movements. You're not limited to just going forwards and backwards like that. You've also got a little bit of room for manoeuvre up against the springs and pins, and there's also this rocking motion that's available. So you combine all of those. You're going in and out, slightly up and down, and like a seesaw. Don't forget, you also need to be applying a bit of turning pressure on the plug so that when the pins are set, well, that's what all that wiggling and jiggling is doing. You're slowly setting the pins. When they are all set, because you're occasionally turning the key slightly, the plug will turn and the lock will open. So I'll just demonstrate this. I did try and do this in a vise, but the jiggling action rocked the vise rocked the table rocked the camera, and it looked like there was an earthquake of some sort. So I'm just doing it in my hand here, and it's not as easy in your hand. It's actually easier when it's in a hard sort of fastened surface. When it's like a door, for instance, or a vise. So here we go. I'm also at a kind of a strange angle because I'm trying to let you see what I'm doing. But they're so good, we should be fine. So that feels kind of right. You'll know if there's too much resistance. If there's too much resistance and you're not getting enough movement, you know to move on to a different... Look at that. Now that's locked up there, you see that? That's because the pins have fallen down into the keyway. But that's easily sorted with something like just the back end of a standard tension wrench. You can take the jiggler out, insert that, push the pins out of the way, and then the lock continues to turn round. Amazing. Just skeleton keys, really. Got another one here, just make sure that's all good. And again, you just work through them. Let's try this one. Pop it in there and just combining all those motions, in, out, rocking, applying turning pressure occasionally. I mean, that's not feel. It's not. The more you practice with them, the more you use them, the more you'll work out what you're feeling for, and you'll know when to move on to a different jiggler. Like I say, there's 13 in the set. So let's have a go at this one. I mean, that might be not enough resistance. And don't forget, you can turn them over as well. So there's 13, but there's actually 26 patterns to work with. So I'll move on from that one. Let's try this one. Got some messages coming in there. Probably from some lock manufacturer watching the video complaining that these picks are too good. Turn that over. I mean, the good thing about these is they're really nice and thin, so you've got plenty of movement in the lock, but they're, it's tough stainless steel, so you're not too bothered about them breaking. Move on to another one. I could have edited this video and just made them open these locks in seconds, but I want to kind of show you, this is, there you go, look at that. I want to show you that this is what it's like for everyone, and the same thing's happened again there. So again, I've got my tension wrench, just insert that, push the pins out of the keyway, and as you can see, that is unlocked. There you go. Southall Cylinder Jigglers. Skeleton keys by another name.